Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we are going to be planting the very first thing that we're planting in our garden. We've done our beds, but now we are planting actually in the ground, which is so exciting. I love it when we get to plant in the ground. So we are going to plant our celery in the ground. I had already transplanted, actually I think I started it in a video, and then it's been growing. They're about this tall right now, and we're gonna go ahead and plant them in the ground and keep them really well watered. Celery needs tons of water, and we're gonna plant them about a foot apart. Last year we planted them really close together and it was fine, and it was great celery. But it was great celery. We actually love having fresh celery here on the farm. But I'm not gonna plant them so close together because I would actually like to get them a little bulkier. Homemade celery, or not homemade celery, home planted celery does not get as thick as the store celery does. It kind of stays thin, but the taste is astronomically better. I mean, I never knew that there was actually like a taste to celery until we planted it here at home, and it has a great taste. You actually don't have to use as much because it has such a strong flavor. So anyway, we are going to get to that, and that's what we're doing for today. Our very first plant out in what we call this section right behind me is what we call our salad bowl. And it's because, you know, all our salad fixings go in there, but that's where we're planting our celery today. It gets full sun. There's times when we put up either a shade cloth or a tarp to make sure it gets a little bit of shade, but you definitely want to water your celery every day if you can, unless it's looks muddy around it, and then you don't need to. But don't let your celery dry out. It makes it bitter. Ugh. So we're gonna get to it. Let's go.
I'm done.
Okay, here is our beautiful little celery patch. It is the absolute perfect size for us, a family of 6. I make loads of broth, so we definitely utilize the celery. And I put it in chicken salad, tuna salad. I do it with my roast, like any kind of mirepoix, or, you know, or I think they sometimes call it the Holy Trinity. But now it is, as you can see, the soil is pretty dry, so we're gonna go ahead and water this in.
Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to wonder? I'll be here waiting. I'll be here waiting. Ooh. Tell me, are you ready to go?
Well, there you have it. We planted our tiny little bed of celery. That's our first thing to get started in the ground. We're so excited. And we went ahead and watered that in. I also wanted to point out that celery likes nitrogen. So we went ahead and we used granulated chicken poop, chicken manure. And it's from Espoma. It comes in an orange and white bag. We absolutely love it. We just kind of you know, dig our little hole, and we just kind of scrunch up the granulated chicken poop. It doesn't taste. It doesn't smell like chicken poop. I hope it doesn't taste like chicken poop. It doesn't smell like chicken poop. It actually just has like a fertilizer smell, which also isn't very appealing either. So, but we went ahead and put up the tarp and because there is not a center pole to hold it in place, it'll blow all over the place. Elijah went ahead and got a piece of sheet metal and put that up on the outside just to give it a little afternoon shade. Now, celery can handle full sun, but here, and especially where it's planted for whatever reason, it gets so hot and so dry that, especially while it's trying to take on roots in that new soil, I just kind of like to shade it a little. I don't shade it for the rest of the year after the plants start to kind of like stand up on their own again, because right now they're kind of just weak from being transplanted. We kind of baby it through. I will also, about once a week, not once a week, about every 2 weeks, I go ahead and I fertilize it with a liquid fish fertilizer. I think it's called Alaska something. It's organic though, and it loves it. It loves its life. It loves its life there. It's a really, really, really good fertilizer for if you need nitrogen hits. And I feel like in the spring, that's kind of what we do. Like we need nitrogen hits on plants. We need to grow those greens. And celery is kind of just a green anyway, unless you blanch them and you want them white, which I don't do that. So look that up somewhere else. I don't blanch. But this is going to be a great little patch for us this year. I hope that you started some celery. If you didn't, go ahead and try to transplant some, start some in seeds and then transplant some out. It's such a great crop. It's pretty hardy once it gets its roots in. And again, celery is tremendously useful, at least for our household it is. So remember, if we can start our salad bowls, or if we can start our celery, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.